Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ikhtiar Jauhari. I am from School of Environmental Science, Universitas Indonesia. In this delightful moment, I would like to present my research paper about life cycle cost of self-supply water in metro city. When this study is conducted, this is the background of the research. Access to drinking water in Indonesia in 2019 reached 87.75%. And the other province has not achieved decent drinking water coverage, such as Lampung, Papua, Bengkulu, Bangka Belitung, and Kalimantan. Metro Lampung City has a service coverage only for 5.05%, and the trend of increasing the average service in the last 5 years, 2013 until 2018, is only 1.43%. While the gap of the reach to 100% access in 4 years is 12.25%. The concern and the challenge alternatives are necessary to improve the access of coverage drinking water. Financing source that has not been noticed by the government is household investment. The Global Analysis and Assessments of Sanitation and Drinking Water reports that 66% of annual water sanitation and hygiene financing come from household contribution. The phenomenon of self-supply drinking water in urban and suburban areas has begun to widely recognized. United Nations Water Organization encouraged to track financing for the water, sanitation, and hygiene sector. One of the methods that used to track financing in water sector is life cycle cost. In 2010 until 2011, there is a study resulting methodology in life cycle cost approach in water supply. The research take on in India, Burkina Faso, and Mozambique. The value of life cycle cost was 17 until 21 US dollar. Meanwhile, the life cycle cost of the piping is around 30 until 130 US dollar. In Indonesia, with 67.61% self-supply water, life cycle cost method has not been performed for drinking water. And also, self-supply need to be governed to improve the safety of drinking water. Life cycle cost also is a cost to maintain sustainability of a water system. In the research, we are using the method of household survey. The study was conducted in Metro City in October 2020. We chose 5 sub-districts: Ganjar Asri, Hadimulyo Barat, Karangrejo, Iring Mulyo, and Rejo Mulyo. There were 315 households surveyed. The questionnaire contains several questions about the costs incurred by households in providing drinking water. And for the analysis, the data is categorized under 2 general components: capital expenditure that occur when providing a service where there was none, and the recurrent costs that occur annually. Capital expenditure is the summation of initial pump costs, construction costs, groundwater and pipe connection costs, and also the groundwater permit. And for the recurrent cost is annual total of operational costs of electricity and maintenance costs in 1 year period. Maintenance cost is not always appear every year. So for this analysis, maintenance expenditure has been annualized by dividing by the age of system, or we get from the pre-survey is around 10 years. And the result of the water source used by the household, we can see in the table. The use of borehole is 20% and duct well is 65%. For the piping service is around 1.70%. It's like 5 out of 315. Household lift water from the ground by using motorized pump, And the second option is rope and bucket. Motorized pump is used in every borehole, including public borehole and neighbor borehole. Some households also use motorized pump in ductwork. More than 90% did not use piping service. Instead, they use borehole or ductwell or public borehole. The reason for not using piping water related to the prices that not affordable to the household. And now we get to the discussion. In the table, we can see that the highest mean of capital expenditure is private borehole, with 920,000 rupiah. Piping service is the highest operational expenditure for all systems, for about 1,300,000 rupiah per year. And for the self-supply system, public borehole have the highest operational expenditure, around 520,000 rupiah per year. The operational expenditure component for the piping service and the public borehole is quite large because public borehole and piping service may have to pay monthly costs for the water usage. And the capital maintenance only occur in private borehole and private ductwell. The neighbor and public borehole and ductwell, the user did not pay for the capital maintenance. The expenses is paid by the owner of the water resource. And if we categorize life cycle costs into sub-district, we found that expenditure for borehole are quite varied due to the difference of the depth and the pump used. Drilling with a deeper depth make capital and operational costs higher, as in Karangrejo. Rejo Mulyo capital expenditure for private borehole has the lowest price because the groundwater deep and they could just use the shallow pump. Motorized pump being used in Ganjar Asri by 80% of the household. This causes recurrent expenditure in Ganjar Asri is costly. Rejo Mulyo household use the rope and bucket for lifting the water, and they have the lowest price recurrent expenditure. Location of the source of public borehole also determine the capital cost, as in Rejo Mulyo, household need to install the pump and longer pipe. It also impact the annual electricity cost. Recurrent costs in public borehole also influenced by monthly costs of water use in each household. And from the life cycle, we got the ratio from self-supply water by the piping service. And this comparison is 1/6, 1 for self-supply and 6 for the piping service. For the comparison from World Health Organization in 2017 studies, Bangladesh has 3/1 ratio, Ghana has 11/1 ratio, and Brazil has 1/56 ratio. The self-supply price in Bangladesh and Ghana is higher than the piping service price, but in the metro city, they have piping service is higher than the self-supply cost. But Brazil has the lowest ratio because they have the pricey piping service. From this research, we could conclude that households in metro city rely on groundwater to fulfill their water needs. This is shown by use of borehole and ductwell. Financing made by the household is around 220,000 rupiah per year. The ratio shows how households pay water less than the water tariff from the piping service. This ratio describes government need financing strategies to increase drinking water coverage by using public service. Alternative to increase the safely managed drinking water is to improve self-supply. Increased reliability and self-supply safety require better awareness of cost and benefit of developing water source. Government could establish consultancy service and microfinancial support, also assistance in identifying suitable drinking water supply options, and also promote applicable and more reliable technologies. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.